Gargi Arya Show, where it's all about where you can get inspired through the inspiring interviews to own your power, to own your beauty, and you know what? Go and conquer the world that is waiting there for you. So today we have a very inspiring guest with us. His name is Sahil Popli, and basically he is an IT engineer student turned into a stock market trader and coach. He's the founder of the Achievers Club, and you know what? He's on this beautiful mission to help 10 million people create multiple sources of income and achieve financial freedom and have the freedom of choice. His purpose, as he says, is to be more alive. To be more vibrant and to be more enthusiastic to share his knowledge and vision with the world, so that you and me, people like you and me, can actually go out there and live a life that is, actually meant to be ours. So thank you so much for coming on this show. It's an honor to have you here. You are so inspiring. We did the podcast even before it. So thank you for being here. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you so much, Gargi, for this beautiful introduction. And it's an honor for me as well because you are even younger than me. And even I look up at you and Devin in the form of inspiration that, yes, like age is just a number and we have to work out on ourselves no matter what, every single day in and day out. So thank you so much for being my inspiration as well. And thank you so much for having me on this podcast.
Super great. So let's start with the first question. Like, what actually led you to this path, or what was that triggering point in your life which told you or which triggered you to this mission that now I want to help people?
Yeah. So I'll just explain about my own journey and the people, those who are watching this podcast, make sure you watch till the end because I'm going to reveal something very surprise. Even Gargi is unaware about that surprise. So make sure you watch that podcast till the end. And my journey was very simple. Like for the first 6 years, because I was born in year 2002. From year 2002 till 2008, I experienced the life which was of millionaires and multimillionaires, and everything was completely fulfilled. But within a moment everything got to the level zero, and even you can consider my family got bankrupt. And from that stage onwards, from 2008 till the year 2000, I think 2018, that was the phase, that was 10 years, where every single member of our family was working day in and day out in order to make the ends meet, in order to pay all those bills and all. So that life actually inspired me in such a way that I want to get back to that life where I was fulfilled, I was living an abundant life, and I want to sustain that not just for myself, but I want to create in the form of generational wealth as well. And even one fine day, what happened is I got in touch with money thing, and even this is one of the dialogue in the movie 1983 as well, which is based on World Cup. In that it is mentioned like once you taste success, your tongue wants more. Similarly, it was the scenario for me as well. Once I got to know about money, once I got to know that how can we make money by helping other people and all. So that inspired me that yes, once we help people with an open mind and with clear intentions, then we can even get more money than what we are expecting for and what we can even think of. So that actually inspired me, and that is what I'm tasting every single day in order to get even more inspired. And like that 10 years was honestly, it was the life which I feel that most of the people in India are living because of like Britishers and all the people those who were in India and who changed every single thing. And I feel that every single individual, like let's assume not every single individual, but at least one member from every family should take charge of their family, should take charge of themselves, their finances, and their overall family as well. And that is why I'm on that mission, and I want to actually change the way India actually thinks about finances. They think about investing and like about personal development as well.
Super great. Thank you so much for sharing such a beautiful story of yours. So it was like, as our mentor Blair Singer says, whenever you feel you have a gift, you should not, if suppose you are not sharing it with the world, then you are just being selfish, and you are not. So thank you so much for actually having that taste of yours on a daily basis, so that you can inspire more and more people. Thank you for the work you do. Now,
Thank
my next question to you is, like what, according to you, before we get into the main topic you work in, I just wanted to ask, what is your definition of, how do you look at finances? How do you look at investment? So, what is your definition of financial freedom?
If I tell you the basic definition of what financial freedom is all about, it's like when, let's assume there are two types of income, that is active and passive. So the fact is that if you are not having any active source of income, even if you are getting, let's assume 2,000 rupees, 5,000, 10, 50,000 as a passive income, but that will not sustain if you are not having active income. So your active income has to be at its place. Then you can build some sources of income which are passive. And once, let's assume your monthly expenses are 50,000 or 1 lakh, 2 lakh, because if you look up at the lifestyle, if you even want to live a lavish lifestyle, after certain stage of life, you don't need more than 1 lakh, 2 lakh, or even more than 5 lakhs to live every single month, the best of the best life. So if your passive income is greater than, let's assume your expenses, although we call it as like experiences, that every single thing which we are doing in our life, we are experiencing it. If we are traveling, we are experiencing that money. If we are going for a five-star hotel, and like a lot of people think that we have spent 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, but it's like you are experiencing that thing. You are experiencing that, let's assume that aura, that particular experience, that food, and you are experiencing with your family. So it's like what we are experiencing. Let's assume your passive income is greater than your expenses, your experiences, then you're actually called as financially free. That's what the basic definition is all about. And even that means the same to me as well. And even I feel that active income should be in a way there, in a way that you are actually having that active source of income by helping people. It could be anything, even if you're doing a job, even if you're doing something else, but still it's like you're helping somebody in order to achieve their goals as well. And similarly, your goals are also getting fulfilled. So I think active source of income should be in that manner, where your goals are also getting completed, and somebody else for whom you're working or with whom you're working, their goals should also get fulfilled, so that everybody can achieve success together.
What a profound answer you have given. Like, for me, the bulb one was, it's never about expenses. It's like you are experiencing those things. So, thank
Yes.
you for bringing that point. And like the definition you told about financial freedom, it's like you are helping yourself also and you're helping other people to live their lives. So, that was something, such a profound answer. Thank you for answering. My next question to you is, like what is stock market, and like can a person with zero financial background can actually do all of this?
The answer is very clear. Everybody can do this, no matter what your gender is all about, no matter what your age is all about. But you should have that eagerness to learn, and eagerness to grow, because stock market is a place, like a lot of people have this misconception like a stock market is like gambling and all. But let's assume, before getting to the definition of stock market, the basic definition of market is where the buyers and sellers meet. Let's assume we are going to a grocery store. So it's the place where there is a seller from whom we are buying. So it's the combination of buyers and seller, and they come to a point where they are fixing the price. Let's assume you are buying apple, 1 kg apple, let's assume you're buying at 100 rupees, 200 or 500. So you're coming to that fixed price. Similarly, it applies to stock market as well. It is the place where securities have been traded. Like securities do get traded. Like let's assume equity, then comes bonds, then comes this one, cryptocurrency, not cryptocurrencies, like currencies and crude oil and all of the things as well. So these are some of the things, like commodities. These are some things which can be traded in Indian stock exchange and Indian this one. So the basic definition of stock market is like where buyers and sellers meet, and they do come to a conclusion that we have to buy at this price and we have to sell at this price. So that's what that thing is all about. Similar as of basic markets itself. But the only thing in stock market is we do trade in securities, as I mentioned about. Let's assume equities. Let's assume any of the company. Like let's take example of Reliance. Then comes Tata Steel. Let's take an example. So these are some of the securities. We are buying that security. Then comes commodities like crude oil, gold, silver. Then comes currencies like USD, INR. Then comes other currencies as well. And the fourth thing is bonds. These are the 4 to 5 things which we can trade in Indian stock market.
Oh,
And similarly, there are other markets as well, like forex market, then comes crypto markets, and other things as well. But in Indian markets, these are the things which can be traded. And as you mentioned about, can anyone start this journey even if they are not having any financial background? So the answer is absolutely yes, because I started my journey from the age of 18 itself, and I was not having any financial background. I am still, let's assume, I don't like, if you take me through the formal journey path, then I'm not having any degree next to my name. I'm an IT engineering dropout, as you mentioned about IT engineer, but I'm not that one. I dropped out in between, and I'm from science background itself. I don't have any accounting, any finance background, but I learned that thing through my mentors, and I'm so grateful to my mentors, Malkans, who like Vishal Malkan and Meghna Malkan. These are the people from whom I started learning about trading. Then I came to know about high performance, then psychology, mindset. Then comes like about all the things, all the aspects of life as well. So they are the people, uh, like you can consider. Even yesterday they posted a video on YouTube, and it was so profound, which I mentioned even in their comments also. I've mentioned like, even though a lot of people think that we can't see God and all, but like let's assume like Vishal sir and Meghna ma'am both are not God. Let's assume they are people, but for me they are not even less than God. So like they are at that level for me. And even at one fine day, my sister also asked me, like, let's assume you are also into trading and you are also aspiring to become a coach, because this is the story when I was not a coach. So she asked me, like, if let's assume you are having a bigger fan base, you are having bigger, let's assume you're making more money than your mentors, then will you be so amazed while meeting them? Actually, that was the day when I met them for the very first time, and I was so excited even after meeting them. So at that point of time, I told my sister, even if I'm getting 10x better than them, even if I'm making 100x more money than them, but still they will be my mentors and they will be above than me for rest of my life, no matter what happens. So they are at that level for me. So I'm grateful for my mentors as well, and I think everybody should have mentors if you want to actually build a strong foundation. Because when it comes to finances, this is the path. Let's assume there are different walks of life, like health, then comes wealth, then comes relationship, then comes business or career. If you're doing a job, entrepreneurship, or let's assume you're into any business, then comes community, and then comes personal development. So money is the only part, money and the wealth. These are the things which you have to work from day one, but you will not get results from, let's assume, 15th day, 30th day, but you will get those results 5 years, 10 years down the line, where you'll be able to understand that, okay, these are the mistakes which I did. This was the thing which I did in a correct way. If I might have started investing, then it might, like, it would have shifted the whole trajectory of my whole family and all. So finance is the only thing which a lot of people ignore, just because the results are not coming easily. It's like delayed gratification. But if you look up at health, or if you work out for 15 to 30 days, you will start seeing changes into your body. You will start seeing that your face is glowing. You will like assume, if you're in a relationship, if you are having a relationship with, let's assume, with your parents itself, you're that kid. So if you are working on that relationship, you will be able to see that yes, our relationship is improving. My mother is being more inspiring to me. My father is, let's assume, he is helping me in my business, he is helping me in all these things. So that's how, these are the things where we can get instant gratification as well. But money is the part which is like a delayed gratification, so that is why a lot of people ignore that part. But honestly, if you focus from day one itself, like no matter what your current age is all about, I'm not mentioning that if you're a 30-year-old or 40-year-old or 50-year-old, then you should not take. This is going to be your day one. Start taking care of your finances from right now, and you will start getting results 5 to 10 years down the line, and you'll be grateful to yourself that yes, you took that decision.
amazing.
That's the
I
thing. So
think
you
the
don't need any financial background.
Amazing. The way you explain itself shows how much, passionate you are about your topic. So thank you for sharing it, because this niche is also very new to me. So I'm learning from you about, what is stock market trading and everything. My
Mhm.
next question to you is, what is the role, or what is the mindset of a stock market trader when you are actually entering this stock market trading? So what mindset should you be having?
See, as a normal human being, because even before going through this journey, I was also a normal human being. Even right now, I'm having a normal human. I'm a normal human being, but it's like I have shifted my mindset. So it's like since childhood we are having Android mindset. But in order to become a pro trader, in order to become like a best of the best traders, we have to convert it into like Apple thing, like iOS. So it's like a lot of things which we have to learn. What a lot of people think is while they're starting their journey, even you might have heard about this concepts like you can double your money in 21 days, 25 days, or 1 week and all. There are a lot of things like futures and options, but risk is also involved. And even it's like instant gratification thing. But your main focus should be how you can build wealth for yourself, how you can build active and passive income. Honestly, right now, while we are having podcasts, even the markets are on, my positions are on, but still I'm having that freedom, right? But if you're looking up for like faster results, then you'll have to sit in front of screen. You'll have to do a lot of work. You'll have to be much disciplined. And let's assume even if your health is not good, then it will affect your trading thing. If your relationships are not good, let's assume if there is a fight with somebody else in your family or with your friends, it will be in your mind that I was having fight with my friend, and what can I do to resolve this and all. This didn't went right. What was my mistake? That was his mistake. So these are the things which can affect us. So that is why if you are coming to trading and investing part, although investing is like the different thing, but if you're coming to the trading part, you should not focus upon short-term gains, because even if you do short-term gains, learn about how to convert that into like a long-term gains also. So you can do both. But for short-term thing, you need to be disciplined. You need to do a lot of hard work. You need to sit right in front of screen for a lot of hours as well. And then comes decision making. And honestly, I have tried this thing in my early career as well, where I was focusing on short-term gains. But in a longer run, for short-term trend, let's assume you are new to trading and you just want to see how it works. You can sit, you can do that. But my suggestion would be, don't just depend on it, because uh, if you're doing this for a longer period of time, it will affect your mind and it will affect your heart for sure. Because let's assume your blood pressure will start increasing, and as I mentioned about decision making, even you might have seen me in black shirt itself. Why? Because I don't like to take much decisions in a way which are not required. So it's that is why I have fixed my dressing code, that I have to wear this no matter what. I have to have this background no matter what. So it's like, try to reduce the decisions when it comes to trading, when it comes to anything, not just about trading, not just about anything in, like, let's assume in terms of finances, but in every aspect of life. Try to reduce your decisions and try to take quality decisions. Like we have Pareto's principle as well, like 80-20 rule, where like if we are taking 20% of good quality decisions, it will lead to 80% results of our life. So focus on those 20%, and ultimately your life will start getting improved. So I can say like focus more on focus more on like delayed gratification in trading as well. Even right now I'm having open positions. It's not something where I have to sit right in front of screen or I have to see what's the profit and loss and all. I know I'm focusing on the system. Either it will give me smaller loss or else it will give me a bigger profit. So I'm focusing on the process. It will give me results as per what the market is telling. I'm not predicting anything. I'm not doing anything. It is doing its work on its own. So it's like I'm focusing on all the other aspects of life as well. So trading and investing should be for that. I think like it should be for the lifestyle thing. A lot of people think that like even this is a misconception which a lot of people have is once we become wealthy, then we will create multiple streams of income, or we will invest into trading, or we will invest into real estate or mutual funds or anything in terms of investment thing. But the point is that once we create multiple streams of income, once we start diversifying our money, I'm not mentioning that we should have 100 and 200 sources of income. It should be two or three sources of income which should be very profound, and those are the income sources which can help you become wealthy. So it's like the another way. A lot of people have this misconception that once we become wealthy, then we can create multiple streams of income, or then we can do trading. But once you start trading, once you start creating multiple streams of income, then you'll be able to create wealth. So that's the secret which a lot of people don't share, but I think I should share, because I want people to grow in that way. And even there is no loss. Let's assume I'm mentioning about any of the things here, so it's not a loss for me, because market is like an ocean. Even if let's assume I'm making 10 crores in this month. So if I tell my students, if I tell to people that you can also do this, you can do that, you can buy this, sell this, then even if they make 500 crores, it's not my loss. I'm making my 10, they're making their 500. Like let's assume they're making 200, 300, whatever. It's just an example. So market is like a place where you should think in an abundant manner. It should not be the scenario where I do share this analogy in my community as well. Like if you are going to an ocean shore, So will you take a spoon, or you will take a mug, or you will take a bucket in order to collect water from the ocean shore? So a lot of people mention that, like first when I share the example of spoon, they mention, yeah, we will take that. But the fact is that if you do hard work, then you can build that pipeline from that ocean shore till your house. You can just switch that button on, and for rest of your life, you will get that water. So that's how you can think abundantly, not just in terms of finances, but in every other aspect of life as well. So that's what I believe that people should think, that everything is in abundance, and you should focus on delayed gratification when it comes to trading and investing as well. A lot of people focus on day to day things, like I want to double my money, I want to do this, I want to do that. Everything is possible, but focus on what are the things which you are missing out. Let's assume you are sitting right in front of screen for the whole, let's assume 6 hours. Markets are open from 9:15 till 3:30. So if you sit right in front of screen for 6 hours, you're missing out on a lot of things in life. So focus on what are the things which you are sacrificing for that. And once you focus on delayed gratification, what are the things which you're actually getting? So once you do that comparison, the answer will be clear whether you want to go for short-term gains or long-term gains.
Awesome. You know what? Listening to your answer, the one thing which clicked me was I feel you're a very disciplined person and you know your priorities very much, right? So, would you like to throw light on, this part of having what's the importance of discipline and how do you yourself actually stay disciplined?
So honestly speaking, I'm not a disciplined guy. As you mentioned about discipline, thank you so much for that. But I'm not a guy who is actually disciplined. I'm a person who is aware about a lot of things, because I went to FBR in April 2023, like this year itself, and where Raj Samani was also there, and he mentioned about this one thing, like realize your moat. It's like one thing for which people can't beat you for, like because a lot of people are now doing content creation, they are doing trading, a lot of trading coaches are also there, but you have to realize about your moat. Like let's assume there are like a lot of life coaches, but what differentiates you from becoming a life coach? Like what differentiates you from other life coaches? So then I realized that once I commit to anything, then I have to do it no matter what. So if you ask me right now, I am having 12 live sessions every week in my community. It's not because I am disciplined, it's because I've committed that I'll deliver those sessions. That is why I'm getting disciplined. Similarly, in terms of trading as well, it's like I have built that discipline where let's assume I'm making 10,000, let's assume I'm making 1 lakh per month through active income, right? So from that active income, this is the amount of money which I have to reinvest in my business. This is the amount of money which I have to invest in trading no matter what. And this is the amount of money which I do spend on lifestyle. It's very less, honestly speaking. And it depends from person to person, based on their age, based on their risk appetite, and based on what levels they want to be. And even there is one thing which I've learned. This is not about discipline thing, but this is about the risk part. A lot of people think that, let's assume I'm having a very small amount of money, and I can't become a millionaire, multimillionaire, or even a billionaire. But the point is that once you are having smaller amount of money, uh, you will have to take bigger risk in order to make that amount as a bigger one. From small money, you have to take a lot of bigger risk in order to convert that into a bigger money. Similarly, once you achieve that level, you have to take smaller risk in order to sustain that money and in order to grow that even in a compounding way. So that's what the analogy comes to risk management. But getting back to the point of discipline, I think a lot of people are willing to become disciplined. Even for me as well, I used to feel like I want to be disciplined in book reading, I want to be disciplined in meditation. But honestly, for I think 8 or 9 months, I was just having a thought of it. One day I used to read book, for 6 days I used to skip it. But now, I think since last 1 month, I am like I have already completed 3 to 4 books, and I'm currently reading 6 books. So it's like, I don't know what changed, but there was one trigger which happened. I don't remember that. So it's like you have to realize those things. And a lot of people think like, I want to be disciplined in my gym. Realize, be aware that what is the one thing which can help you in order to become disciplined. Like you can be committed, you can mention to your friends, your colleagues, you can take somebody else to be a companion, your accountability partner. So in that way, discipline will get built in an easier way. And when it comes to discipline in trading, I think it's more of discipline in life itself. Because if you consider stock market and if you consider life, The lessons which you will learn from the overall life, from all the aspects of life, like let's assume health, wealth, relationship, then comes business or anything. All those lessons you can learn through trading. Like how do we become cool and calm? Let's assume there's a fight. Let's assume in real life, if there is a fight, so how do we become cool and calm? Similar is when it comes to trading. When we are making bigger profits, how do we be cool and calm? How do we focus on the process? Similarly, let's assume you're working on a relationship. So it's like a process which you have to go through. Constant process. It should not be the scenario where let's assume you are spending 10 hours per day with that person, but after 1 month you are not even giving 10 minutes or 20 minutes. It should not be that scenario, right? Similarly, when it comes to trading, it should not be the scenario where you are spending 10 hours per day for learning all these things, and then with after a month you're not even looking at the screen, you're not even analyzing those charts. So all those things, I think life and stock market both are the things where lessons are the same. So if you want to learn through life, you can learn it. But if you want to experience those lessons through trading, you can do that. Most welcome. And the answer is simple. Like if you want to be disciplined in trading, you need to be disciplined in life. And if you're not disciplined in life, you can't be disciplined in trading. And you
Oh,
have to you have to be aware about that one thing with which you can be disciplined. Because for me, I think without commitment I can't be disciplined or not at all. Even if you look up at my YouTube channel, I committed to the audience that every Sunday I'll post weekly mastermind at 5 p.m. So no matter what happens, I have to record that, I have to create that PPT every week, then I have to post it at 5 p.m. Similarly, that was the first video. Then I committed that every Saturday I'll post at 5 p.m., where people can learn about trading and technical analysis right from the basics. So that was 5 p.m. Similarly, I committed that I'll post a podcast every week on Wednesday at 5 p.m. So it comes on that day. Similarly, currently, like as we are about to end this year, so I have started this series called as 2023 Finish Your Year Strong. So that series gets uploaded on Monday at 8 p.m. So it's like a thing which I've committed. Every single video I do mention, I'll see you tomorrow with a weekly mastermind at 5 p.m. I'll see you tomorrow with 2023 Finish Your Year Strong, episode 3, 4, 5 at 8 p.m. I'll see you on Wednesday with podcast and all those things. So that's how I commit. So that like that's what has worked for me. So you have to realize about what are the things which work for you. That's the only thing which I can mention. Or if there are any practices, you can go through that. But I think for me, this is the thing which has worked. And if you want to, you can definitely try.
there is so much to learn from you. Like, first is discipline. Second is the new niche that you're talking about, the stock market trading, which for me, it is new. The third thing is, the
Hmm.
commitment part that you mentioned. And I also want to mention here that, when you told me that you are scheduling everything, and when you actually showed that it's already scheduled, the videos come up, the way you have articulated your content. I was going through your YouTube channel like few days back, and the way you have segregated and categorized every video of yours, so it was like I was feeling so inspired, and I thought, what am I doing on my YouTube channel? So seeing your spirit on YouTube, seeing the way you are leading your life in terms of your coaching, in terms of every way, is inspiring me to work more on my YouTube channel and the videos part. Because when it comes to videos and YouTube, I become very lazy, so it's like I'm just procrastinating through the things. But when I actually saw the videos of yours, and then it triggered me and inspired me to see more YouTube channels. So it was like my YouTube channel is like not working the way it should. So thank you for the way you are sharing everything, because like you are truly an inspiration for me, and I'm learning so much. My next question to you is, any book recommendations you would like to give
Uh, about trading or
about
about all?
trading or about mindset, whatever works for you. You can give two to three names for trading and two to three names for mindset.
Yeah. So, like before jumping into the books part, as you mentioned about my YouTube channel, first of all, thank you for that. And even why I do segregate all those things is because I've learned from my mentors that if you want to impress someone, make it complicated. But if you want to help someone, make it simple. So I've segregated my YouTube channel in such a way that if you want to learn about technical analysis, you have to watch this series. If you have to watch the overall analysis part, only analysis, what we can expect in next week, like the overall top-down approach, that's what you can go for weekly mastermind. If you have to work upon your goals and beliefs and all those things, then you have to go for this series, that is 2023, finish your year strong. Similarly, if you want to go through personal development, you have to go through the podcast. So that is why I've segregated all those things, and that is why I think it has also inspired you. And because it's in the simplified manner, and I try to simplify all the things, and even in all my videos I do mention that keep it even more simple, and try to keep all the things sorted, because once you're sorted with all the things, it will actually help you to have more time in your life, and then you can work on other aspects of life as well. You can create compounding effect for your own life, not just about money, but about your health, about your relationship, about your personal development, and all other things. And getting back to the point of books, first book which I would mention is my mentor's book, that is #hashtags, with which you can learn about about how you can become a pro trader with 4 steps itself. And it's like their journey is also mentioned in that book, and you can go through that process. It's like it's more of going through the journey rather than just reading the book. Second, I think there are a lot of books when it comes to trading, honestly, but I've only read my mentor's book. There are a lot of books which my mentors do suggest. They do mention about like Japanese candlesticks, and then comes trading in the zone, and the disciplined trader. These are a lot of books, but I feel like if you go through my mentor's book, you can get the crux of all those books, and you can get like the consolidation of all those books and their own knowledge. I think this current year itself, they've completed their 28 years as a career, like as a trading and as a career, right? So 28 years in the market, and I think 15 years as a coach. So it's their experience, also their own wisdom. And honestly, their every single video also, if you look up on YouTube, it's unique. So similarly, in their book also, you will get to know about everything. So I would say only one. There are a lot of books you can go through it, but I feel like those are on the expensive side as well. Most of the books are beyond 1500, 2000, 2500, but books are very small, and a lot of concepts you will not be able to understand because those are very at a higher level. So only one, I would say, right from the basics, which can help you. And although I can't mention my book because right now I'm just in the writing phase. I started few days back, 4 to 5 days back. And second part, I would say about mindset. So I think when it comes to habit thing, you can read about High Performance Habits by Brendan Burchard. Uh, then I can say, if you want to work upon your let's assume your subconscious mind, so the basic books which are like The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and even your book is also very good. So people can go through your book as well in order to learn about how we can build that journey as well. And yeah, I think these are the books which I would like to suggest. Don't go through many books, but if you want, like, let's assume you are also about to start your finance thing, so you can go through Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then there are like part two and part three as well, which is like cash flow quadrant, and then we have the third part as well, which is Guide to Investing. And these are the three books in series. First is Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, and then comes the Guide to Investing. These are the three books. Although there are 26 to 27 books by Robert Kiyosaki, but I think these are the three books which are more than enough. And even if you go through Rich Dad Poor Dad twice or thrice, you will come to know about all the concepts. But please do make sure that there are a lot of concepts which are based as per like US rules, based on their finances and all. In India, the finances are different, the taxation is different, and how money works, how rental income works, everything is different. So you can talk to CA as well, chartered accountants. They will also give you some brief idea if they are at a uh, good level of their life, because there are a lot of people. Even I have met a lot of CAs as well. They do mention like once you make that money, then we will talk about it. But it should not be that scenario. People should actually inspire you that yes, this is what this thing is all about. Now let's make that money. Let's do that. So it should be that scenario. If you find those people, please do talk to them and be in touch with them. Don't miss out on those people. So these are the things which I can mention.
Super great. One thing I wanted to ask, since you mentioned about the screen time, that screen time is also there. So, how do you actually take care of your own health while you are working on your, like while you are working and scheduling on YouTube? You are taking 12 sessions a week. There are so many commitments that you have, and it's all screen time work, right? I can also understand it. So, how do you actually take care of your own health? Because health is wealth at the end of the day. If your health is not there, then you won't be able to focus properly. So what are your secrets?
So I think there are no secrets. It's like the things which we know but we are not implementing. And honestly, till last 1 month, I was not focusing much on my health. I was underestimating my health as well. I was aware that I'm not working on my health, but I thought let's first build the business, let's first do these things, then everything else will also work. But now I'm realizing that I have to work on all the things, otherwise business will also not work. So honestly, I'm grateful for this, but yoga has started getting into my life. I'm doing some breathing practices, and then comes some of the physical activities as well. And when it comes to, I think like eyesight things and all, as you mentioned about screen time. So I think what I do is I do sessions. Like sessions are not more than 30 minutes every day. We have two sessions from Monday till Friday. One is at 9 a.m., 9 till 9:30. Then comes 3 till 3:30. So these are overall 10 sessions, and the rest, which are two, those are I think which go beyond 2 hours as well. So it's not that one. And it's like in order to uh, that is why I mentioned like we have to understand like what are the things which we are going to miss out if we sit right in front of screen for the whole day long. So if I sit in front of screen for a whole day long, we might not be able to do the podcast because right now the markets are open. If I choose to sit right in front of screen, I can't do the podcast. So that is why you have to choose that as well. So I think in terms of screen time, uh, I do practice breathing. I do follow the rules. Like there are a lot of practices. Like let's assume we are sitting right in front of screen. So after 20 minutes, we have to look far away for 20 meters for 20 seconds. So it's like 20-20-20 rule. So you can follow that, and I would say you can take a break in such a way. Like let's assume you are sitting right in front of screen for 1 hour. You can't. Let's assume you can't get distracted with other things. Let's assume that practice itself, it's what I'm mentioning in the form of distraction. So what you can do after 1 hour, you can let's assume you can talk to your parents, you can talk to somebody else. It should be like your eyes are not working. You can listen to podcasts, and you can read books. You can do meditation also. So I think these are the practices which you can follow. But please do make sure that you take care of your eyes because those are also very important.
Yes, agree with you. This leads me to the next question. So, according to you, what will be the steps in order to become a professional stock market trader?
I think this is very interesting question. So I will try to go in depth of it if there is time or like if time allows.
Yes.
So as you mentioned about becoming a pro trader, so there are 4 steps which everybody needs to go through. So what a lot of people think is like I'll go from the basic itself. First is a lot of people think that how can I make money? What are the things which I have to follow? So first is we have to learn about tools and indicators. Let's assume if I want to do a business, so I have to have like let's assume the idea at its place. I have to have employees, then machinery and all those things. Similarly, when it comes to trading, when like I'm into technical analysis, so when it comes to trading, we have to have tools at its place. Like we have to have like price action, then comes we follow RSI, then Bollinger Bands. These are some of the tools which you have to learn. Based on those tools, you will have trading system. Like first is tools management, second is trade management. Trade management is the strategy which you have to apply, the system strategy, the setup which you have to apply, based on which you will get the signals where you have to buy, where you have to keep the stop loss, what's going to be your target, when you have to sell. So that's like trade management. Third is risk management part, where let's assume like if that trade goes wrong, if let's assume we have applied that system, but if market turns around, then what is the maximum amount of loss which we are ready to incur per trade as per our money? So it's like risk management is the thing. So tools and trade management, those are going to be fixed, those are going to be common for everybody. Even I do mention in my community as well. Risk management is something where I have given the foundation thing, where you have to follow these things, and then it's like 1% rule which we follow. Let's assume you are trading with 10 lakh. So from 10 lakh, if you lose 10,000, so it's like 1%. So if you lose 10,000 from that 10 lakh, will you sleep peacefully, or you will have a sleepless night? The answer would be I'll sleep peacefully. Why? Because it's only 1%. You already have 99%. So it's like we follow 1% rule. If your trading capital is 10,000, 10 lakhs, 10 crores, 100 crores, whatever it is all about, you have to follow risk management, and it differs from person to person based on their uh, based on their current scenario. And fourth is mind management, which I feel which is very important. So it's like mindset in terms of your beliefs about trading, about finances, and then comes your vision about how you see yourself as a pro trader, how you see yourself, and what are you actually doing once you become financially free, once you have that freedom of choice. Because freedom of choice is also a thing where you have to pay that price, then you'll be able to achieve that. So I think these are the four things: tools management, which is only 5%, trade management, which is also 5%, then comes risk management, which is 10%, and then comes mindset, which is 80%, which goes to this analogy where Tony Robbins also mentions that success in any aspect of life is all about 80% psychology, the mindset things, and 20% tools, systems, and strategies. So mindset is 80%, where you have to work upon yourself, how you can be more disciplined, how you can be more cool and calm. You have to work upon your vision, beliefs, goals, and this is like a lifelong process. And even this is the only thing which makes or breaks the career. Like first is mind management, and second is risk management. These are the two things which make or break everybody's career in trading. Either it will help you to become the person you want to become, or else you will get back to level zero. So you have to keep all those things like mind management and risk management, which is risk management is 10%, where you have to be aware about what is the amount of money which I'm ready to lose per trade. And even this is how we are taking calculated risk. And even a lot of people think that why don't we go for 100% accuracy when you know technical analysis, when you are into markets since last 3 to 4 years, when you are into 20, into markets for 20 to 25 years. But the point is, even if we have like let's assume like 1:1, not 5:5. Let's assume 1:1 itself. So it's like uh, even this is the example which I do share in my community, that if we are losing money, we are losing 10 rupees. But if we are making money, then we are making either 30 rupees, 40, 50, or even beyond that. So if you take like let's take you take five trades in total. So out of those five trades, if five trades are going wrong, you are losing 10 rupees per trade. So you lose total of 50 rupees. On the other side, you're making money on five trades. The minimum profit which you're making is 30 rupees. So if you calculate through 30 itself, so 30 into 5, which becomes 150. So the overall average would be 150 minus 50. That becomes overall profitable trader itself, right? So that's how you have to focus. It should not be the scenario where you are focusing on every trade should become a profitable. It's not going to happen. Even right now, while I'm having this podcast, I'm having three open positions, out of which one is performing really very good. Even that's the thing which I didn't even thought that it can go beyond that as well. But I'm still holding. Second is like break even thing, and third is also break even. So sometimes it will also happen where you will have to wait for certain more days to get those results. Sometimes your smaller loss will happen, which we call as happy loss, where you are not having sleepless nights because of those. So it's like 80% mindset, 10% risk management, and then comes 5% as trade and tools management, which is like the system strategies, which are also free on my YouTube channel as well. And even most of the trainers and coaches in trading field, those who think abundantly, even my mentors are also having all their strategies on YouTube for free. Even they do mention in all their programs as well that if you want to learn about technical tools and all, you can go through my YouTube channel. Don't pay me any amount. But if you want to transform yourself, if you want to work upon your mindset, upon every aspect of your life, then join programs, because it's more of mindset thing. So I think these are the four steps: tools management 5%, trade management 5%, risk management 10%, and 80% is your mindset. So this is how trading goes like, and
Thank you
everything
so
goes
much.
from hand in hand.
Hmm. Awesome. I was also noting down all the pointers. So I wrote down the four steps. First is all about the tools management, which is 5%. Second is all about trading management, again 5%. Third is risk taking or risk management, which is 5%, which is 10%.
10%,
And
yeah.
the 80% is your mindset, the vision that you have. So, the one point that you also mentioned was that everything is there on the YouTube channel, but only join the programs. Like you just said the line that in order to transform
Transform
your
yourself.
mindset in every aspect of your life, then join my program was something which clicked. So thank you so much for sharing the way you are doing. More power to you, as as our mentor says. So
Yes, and
great.
even as you mentioned about this part, even in my programs also, whatever programs I'm having, uh, it's like 12 sessions are not for me, although those are building my character as well in form of discipline. that I have to wake up, because I am a person who is not an early riser. I am a night owl. So I have to wake up no matter what happens. Even I'm going to bed at 5 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, but still I have to wake up early in the morning at 8, 8:30 so as to deliver that session. So it's like, why am I taking those sessions is I want people to understand that once you become disciplined in life, then you'll be disciplined in terms of following those systems and strategies, and then you'll be able to get those consistent results rather than just like one time results and then nothing. So it should be that scenario where you are getting consistent results, not like one time thing, like one time success or anything as well.
Hats off to you. Like, the way you are sharing, I can feel the amount of hard work which goes in there. So, hats off to you.
Thank
So,
you.
like, my next question to you is any best experience you would like to share here that you had in your life in this year, particularly as we are finishing the year strong?
So in this year, I think one of the best experience which I had was FBR itself, Freedom Business Retreat, where I was facilitated on stage in front of 650 world-class coaches. So that was the thing where, even if let's assume I'm going to washroom, I'm in the hall or I'm anywhere after getting that award, everybody was mentioning you're Sahil Popli, right? I said yeah. So even that was the scenario where even without we knowing each other, people are knowing me and they're knowing me because of my work. So in this year, this was the best moment. And if you ask me last year, that was 2022. Yeah, in 2022, that was the day when I met my mentors, and I think that was 30th of July 2021. That's the day when I met them for the first time, and that's gonna be lifelong process where I'm gonna meet them again and again as well. So I think these are the two best moments, and yeah.
Amazing. And like, would you like to throw some light on your own challenges when you started? So, what were the challenges and what was your strategy to cope up with them?
So the challenge which I faced, it was through environment, because I'm the first person in my family, not as a trader, but as a successful trader. Like even my uncle was into trading, I think back in 2005 or 6, but he failed into it. He made losses more than 5 lakhs or something. So he made those losses. Even my mother's brother. So even we can call it uncle itself. So even he made losses into trading. So this is lot of people. This is what a lot of people go through when it comes to India things as well. Because in India we come to that again, getting back to the roots which I mentioned through Britishers and all. Although before Britishers, we were having a lot of stronger foundations, and even I think 15 days back, I went through this reel. Although I don't watch, I don't go through Instagram, but I am having Instagram on laptop for texting people and all, for having a lot of conversations. So I think it was like before 15th century, I think 15th or 16th century, till 16th century, India was the richest, this one country in the world. Then it came to like China, and then come USA and all those things. So I think because of those like past conditioning which I mentioned, which I can mention in the form of environment, because of those things, a lot of people are not able to become the kind of person they want to become, not just as a trader, but because of but in other aspects of life as well. So I think you will have to be in touch with people, those who are actually pulling you up rather than pulling you down. Like that's what I believe in. So I think that's how you can cope up with your environment. Second, I would say, uh, this is something which I have learned, and this is what you'll have to inculcate in your life by force. Is that try to avoid negative things, even if let's assume it's coming right in front of you. Try to avoid those things. It's like uh, being in the positive zone by choice, and you are avoiding those negative things by force. So these are some things like avoid the negative environment by being surrounded with positive minded people. You can listen to, let's assume, podcast. You can listen to a lot of audio books. You can read books. You can go through programs. And even there are a lot of let's assume there are a lot of people as well, those who are actually providing a lot of programs for free as well. Even I am having one thing which I'll share at the end. uh, I also do a lot of things where, as you mentioned about YouTube channel. So even on my YouTube channel, I'm having this series of technical Saturdays where I'm providing the strategy part, the simple, you can consider the tools and all those things for free. Why? Because I think that everything is in abundance, and I want to help people, because there are a lot of people, those who are in the same environment. So if they want to get out of that zone, they will have to force themselves. And I think it's the matter of one decision, where even this is what I did when I met my mentors for the very first time. It was a program. It was 3 hours program in physical. So it was one thing which they mentioned, that everybody in that room was like, most of the people were from middle class itself, and even in India, most of the people are from either lower middle class, exact middle class, or upper middle class. So it was the statement which we made there, like I like I want to choose. Like it was something where they mentioned like uh, now I'm fixing that no matter what happens, I want to shift, I want to change, and I'm no more middle class. So with that one statement itself, it just opened up my mind through new opportunities and all those things. So it's like a matter of decision. And even one thing which I learned through my podcast series itself, through my first podcast, it was like a lot of people think that, let's assume they are taking ABC thing into their life. They are taking one value, one positive thing. But the point is, if you take that thing into your life, it will test you. Positive things into your life, which you are inculcating, those will actually test you a lot. And if you learn how to cope up that path, how to sustain in that positive zone, then you can be in that zone where then you can achieve the success which the people are actually dreaming of, and even people can't even dream of. It's like that bigger aspiration. Like even I've talked to my family members also, when I do mention that like this is one of my dream as well. This is one of my goal actually. Like I want to live in a house which is worth 10 crore. Like I want to keep it in that way where it's not about the money part. It's not about that thing, but it's like I want to do it no matter what happens. I'll work on it. I'll work hard. I'll like at the space of 10 hours, I'll work 12 hours, 15 hours, but I want to do it. So it's like matter of choice. And you have to be in that thing, that I'll not change my values. I'll not change my decisions. Like even Sir Ratan Tata also mentions this. Like we do take decisions and then we make it right. Like it's somewhere around that, but the basic explanation is in this way. Like we first take decisions and then we make it right. We don't make correct decisions first, and it's like that scenario. So you should take first, you should take decisions, and then you should work out on how you can make it right. So I think this can also help a lot of people. So environment, you have to force yourself, that no matter what happens, I have to get out of this. Even if you ask me honestly, uh, like uh, there are a lot of days in my life as well, because I'm human, you are human, everybody's human. Even my mentors also share this example, that a lot of people think that we are doing this podcast, we are inspiration to a lot of people. Even when I travel, there are a lot of people, those who meet me, you're Sahil Popli, right? I said, yeah. So they mentioned, we have seen your Instagram reels, we have seen your podcast, we have seen your YouTube channel. Can we click a selfie with you? I said, okay, go for it. Even I don't know them. So it's like, uh, it's an aspiration for a lot of people, right? But what happens is like, uh, for a lot of people, it's like we have to build that discipline. And during building that particular discipline, during that process, there will be a lot of days where you'll feel a lot of demotivation. You'll feel that you should give up. And even sometimes I feel like, why have I started this journey? Why I dropped out of engineering? But then I realized that right now my life is in that phase where I have to grind. I have to do these things where I want beautiful life for rest of my life, or else I can have beautiful life right now and I can be in that rat race. I can be in that zone for rest of my life. So I chose that. And you have to embrace those days. It's not something where for 30 days, 31 days in a month you will be productive. It's not gonna be like that. For like I can say, like for very rare people, what they do is they become consistent for 60 days and then they go for a vacation so that they can avoid burnout. So it's like more of how we can avoid burnout phase as well, because we are humans. So it's like, uh, for a whole 30 days you're not going to be productive, so embrace it, accept it the way it is, and take action based on that. So let's assume like for 20 days you are becoming productive, 25 days. So how you can make the best out of it, so that those 5 days are like, even if those days didn't even exist into your life, still you're making that progress and you're achieving those goals. So I think you will have to embrace that part as well. Even I do have those days. You I think you are also having some days in your life where you don't feel like you need to record videos, you need to deliver the sessions. But for me as well, this is what I this is what I feel. For some days it's like, let's assume I'm into this podcast. No, it's not this one, but because I'm in a productive way itself. So let's assume I'm not feeling like I should work and all, but I've committed. So what I do is after the session, I do mention, if you are having Q&As, please do make sure you can post it into the Facebook group. You can do this, you can do that. You can get in touch with me afterwards. I'll solve your doubts, but not right now. So this is how you can also maintain your positivity, because it's also about energy and all those things. So I think these are the things which can help people to become successful in any aspect of life, whether it is just trading or any other thing. So environment, which plays really a major role. A lot of people miss out on this point, but environment is really greater than your willpower. And if you have that strength, honestly, a lot of people don't have. If you have that strength, if you have that patience, then you can become a kind of person who can become inspiration for your family members, where they are now helping you. First they were against you, and now they are pushing you that you go up, take help from your mentors, take help from these people, go up, and then together we will grow. So it's like very rare scenario, which is in existence, but it is very rare. So I think working on environment, working on your energy, these are some practices which people can follow.
Amazing. I can, relate with the point of environment, because environment is something I truly believe in, that it should inspire you, not expire you. And what I recommend in my community is to have a dream corner in your home, where whenever you see that dream corner, you feel like, oh, it's my vision. And, even if you are going through a bad day, ultimately at the end of the day, when you see your dream corner, it's like, wow, this is my home, this is the vision I carry, and I need to go through the grinding phase. And like the point that you mentioned, that either I can live a beautiful life right now, or I can work hard today and live it, after few years of my hard work, when it starts paying off. So that was something which was a bulb
Yes.
on, because, like, Pooja ma'am, our mentor, she also says the same things, that 2 years of hard work will give you satisfaction, but 5 years of hard work will give you freedom and fulfillment, and then you don't have to actually work the same
Yeah.
way, because the automation will start happening. So that was something very profound.
Yes, and even not just about automation thing, but you will live the dream life of a lot of
Yes,
people, and
yes,
then they will mention that you are lucky, but they don't see the grind phase of us.
agree
Even
with
for
you.
me, reaching this level, as you mentioned, like there are a lot of lessons which you are also taking. For me, it was like the first 1 year. I used to read. No, I was not reading books at that point of time. So I was going through my mentors' programs, paid programs, and then their YouTube videos, their books, and even that is the only one book, the book which I mentioned about hashtags. That is the only book which I've read thrice. So that was the only book which I read for the very first time, and that was first book of my life. And I used to study, I think, 20 hours per day. My screen time was 20 hours per day, where I was not talking to anybody for any useless things or anything, not even to my friends. And that was the day, that was the time where even my family members, my cousins used to mention, at least have 8 hours of sleep. I used to say, no, let me go through that. And right now I'm having that, able to experience that result, and still I have to work so that I can live that dream life, which a lot of people are right now dreaming, and in future also a lot of people will dream of.
Yes, super. Thank you so much for sharing it. Now, my next question is, if suppose this was your last day on earth, and if God would have come and asked you that, let's say you are standing on that big golden stage, which I refer to as the most successful point that you have ever reached in terms of freedom, fulfillment, and helping millions to live their life. So if God would have
Mhm.
come at the golden stage and asked you that, what is the one message that you want to spread to the world as your last message, and all millions people are there, all the people there are in front of that stage. So what would be that one message?
So I think this is very interesting, and honestly, this is the question which I think this is for the very first time. Uh, this would be the statement which I'll mention for sure, is that live fully, love openly, and make the difference. That's what I'll mention.
Awesome. Live fully, love openly, and make a
And make
difference.
the difference. Like every single day, also, it's not about the whole life, but before end of the day, even I am having alarm on my phone that it's like it asks the question, did I lived, loved, and mattered today? So it's like every single day in and day out, I have to work out for that. Like, did I live fully on my own vibrancy, on my own positivity, on my own performance? Did I love the, you can consider my family members, my own family, and then comes like my community members, and did I shared my gifts, as you mentioned about the gifts also, the points which we have, the gifts which it's not about, honestly, it's not about the God gifted gifts, but it's about how we build those gifts that also matters the most. And making a difference is like, even if let's assume I make that video, one video, two videos, did that made a difference in that one person's life, two, three, and that's how I work on that. So these are the three things in the form of one statement itself. Uh, you can just ask to yourself, did you live fully, love openly, and make made the difference, even if it's like a very minute, even if what even this is also what one analogy which I share in my community is that we have to do charity every single month. So I do share this analogy, like let's assume you are even doing charity of 100 rupees. So while doing contribution, your hand is like this, and the person hand is like this. So eventually, that person is blessing you. So what is your intention while doing that charity? It should not be that intention that you should do charity just to get blessings. It should not be that scenario. And even one thing which I mentioned along with that is uh, when you are contributing, let's assume 100 rupees, 500 rupees. For you, it will be a very small amount. But for the person to whom you are contributing, have you ever seen the smile on that person's face? It might have made that person's day, maybe their family's day, or maybe their whole week. So you have to realize about that thing as well.
Love it. Thank you so much for, answering everything in such a profound way that every answer you are giving is like a bulb on. So, next, the thing which I would like to ask you is if someone wants to connect with you and, join your community, join your workshops, your courses. So, what is the first step they need to do in order to connect and join your community?
So, in order to join our community and to get in touch with me, so I would say like they can get in touch with me on any social handles, but I would say get in touch on Instagram because that's the only thing where I'm active, only on laptop, and I'm not having any social medias on my phone because I feel like I should be in that zone itself, in that creation zone. So if they want to get in touch with me, they can text me on Instagram. And about the program itself, I was about to give a gift. So the gift is that I'm having this program called as Stock Trading Secrets, where I mentioned about the four secrets, right? So it's like how you can work upon your tools, trade management, then comes risk and mind management. So comprising of these four things, I've created a program. Actually, it's worth 5,000, but as we are in this podcast and people are watching till the end, I would like to give that for absolutely free. And I'll give that coupon code as well. You can just mention below this podcast wherever you're posting, and people can start watching those videos. And it's not something where you're just uh, like as you're getting that for free, you should not value it. I think if you go through that course in a profound way, if you go through that course twice or thrice, you'll get the foundation for yourself, and then it's up to you whether you want to continue trading or you want to take the next step. So the first step would be that only. And then comes the investment part. A lot of people think that why you're not charging money for this program and all. So I believe that even though you're not investing your money, you're investing your time and energy, which is what I want, because a lot of people invest money, they invest in a lot of programs, but they don't go to those programs if it is in physical. They don't attend those live workshops and all those things. So I want your time and your energy so that you can become an inspiration for others as well. And even this is what I mentioned to a lot of people is that the main intention for you to become a trader should not be just for yourself, but it should be in a scenario where you are becoming a transition person for rest of your generations, and you're building that generational wealth through trading itself. So that's what I believe. And if you want to be on that path, then Stock Trading Secrets, this program is your first step. You can go through it. The coupon code will also be there. Just your investment of time and energy is what I want, not about money. And then if you want to get in touch with me, you can text me on Instagram. And if you want to join the further programs, you can just be in touch and I'll guide you further. So
Awesome.
that's what my thing would be like.
Thank you for this amazing gift to the community who is actually
Mm.
watching. So, everyone, now your job is to first, all the links are there in the description below. So, all you need to do is just follow him on every social media. I would not even say this is a teaser of what you actually do, because the world that you are creating is truly magical. So, I won't even call this podcast as a trailer. I would call it as simply a teaser of what is coming up in trailer and then what is there in your movie. So thank you so much for being on the show. And everyone, all you need to do is follow him on every social media. All those links are there in the description below. Second thing is, go and use the coupon code and grab the gift, because every opportunity comes your way, but it's all about whether you accept it or not, because most of the people, they actually don't accept, and then they feel opportunities aren't coming. So it's an opportunity. Do grab it. And the third thing is, do comment below in the comment section about what were your key takeaways from the podcast, so that we can also get to know what you understood, what were your bulbons. And I had many bulbons. I can totally relate to the audience who is watching, because like every word, as I said, was a bulbon for me. And learning about stock trading is also a thing which, like a new topic for me also. And I, on a daily basis, the one rule that I have is I want to learn something new. So I think for today, the new part is stock market trading. So thank you so much for being on the show. It was truly an honor. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you once again for having me as a guest. And thank you so much for watching this podcast. I believe that if you're till this point, then you have got a lot of value. So I want you to continue this path, because this was just, as she mentioned, about teaser. And like, it's an honor for me that you got a lot of breakthrough moments, and even audience might have also got. But honestly, it was not me till the age 17. I was stuck in that path. It just takes few months, honestly. So if you want to also be a transition person for yourself, your family, and your upcoming generations, then it's your time, and just take that decision. It's not about money, it's about your time and energy, and most importantly, that one decision that you want to shift, you want to change, and you are not willing to live in the life of that middle class once again, and you want to go to that upper level. So that's the only thing which I can mention. And once again, thank you so much, and keep up the work. You are, again, as I mentioned, you are already an inspiration for me as well. Keep up the work. Keep bringing a lot of guests so that audience can also get a lot of value. And once again, thank you so much. It was, you can consider, uh, it was also an inspirational moment for me, because while going through this podcast, a lot of questions, as you mentioned at the end also, those were like, those are the questions which nobody has asked me, and even those are the questions which I have never asked myself. So thank you so much for asking those, and it was an honor for me as well. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Looking forward to welcome you someday again.
Yeah, thank you.